And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the Rolling Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No! Splash Brothers? Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
There's a fire starting in my heart.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
Hold up, they don't love you like I love you. You can go your own way.
Nas is a rebel of the street corner, pulling the tech out the dresser. Police got me under pressure.
What is up, guys? The Sound Scouts are back with another episode, and this one is something we talked about for a while. Great or garbage? I think we did.
We did one on Railey's album a while back, but it was just the one.
Yeah, that dude.
That's right. Hey, it feels good to be back, man.
Who's he going on tour with? We saw it the other day. You remember?
Corey is?
Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
Right?
He's opening for Tyler? Sign me up, buddy.
Yeah, because we looked at tickets, or maybe Hunter and Chance did, for him being in Little Rock.
Dude.
And he's the opener. Yeah.
Hey, and see, before that, you'd have never known. You'd be like, who's this unknown guy?
Exactly.
Clay sent like a screenshot, and he was like at the bottom as opener or whatever. I was like, wait a second, Clay, that's that guy. I was like, we listened to his album.
Adios. And remember, his other album is No Hit Wonder.
Yeah, but you should pull up to that.
I think I'm going to go to that, yeah.
After we got to secure some train tickets to
that's right.
That El Dorado?
I think El Dorado, yeah.
Not far. Yeah. Shout out Adios. Maybe this podcast got them.
They heard it. They were like, dude, we should hit this guy up. Open up for Tyler.
Part of me hopes he plays Adios in its entirety.
That's it. No hit wonders.
No, nothing off that.
But yeah, this is Great or Garbage, the full version. We kind of changed our format to where we're going to break down one album from each of us. That way, it gives us a little bit more to listen to and more to talk about. Because if we just do one album, we're not going to talk as much.
That's right.
It's hard to go that in depth on just one album for a full episode. So we chose one for each, and then got to listen to that over this week or so. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one, I think.
And I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been about a month or so. I don't think I've done a pod since before the Super Bowl, probably.
Yeah, and I'd like to say to the people listening at home, if you're brave, listen to this stuff and chime in. Let us know if you think it's great or garbage.
I mean, two of the albums most people have probably heard, and then there's yours.
I'm bringing obscure stuff. Yeah,
I will say off the Paramore album, you've probably heard 2 or 3 songs.
Without a doubt.
You probably haven't heard the rest, honestly.
No, not at all. Yeah,
probably not. And then Olivia, most
probably
songs
heard
you've probably
5
heard.
of them. Yeah.
at least 5 of the 11.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Let's get into it. We're going to start with Paramore, which was Aston's choice. He chose this like in November.
Yeah.
I did. Before we even came up with the idea, he's like, y'all listen to Paramore.
That's right. So we listened to it then, and then we got the great opportunity to listen to it again.
And then, me and Aston, on the way, we came home from Broken Bow Sunday night and listened to Paramore.
Hey.
So I had to listen to more Paramore this week. Yeah, it's just a lot of Paramore lately.
Heck yeah, that's what my Apple Music thing is going to tell me, too. It's going to be #1 artist January and February, almost certainly.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, introduce it, man.
Yeah.
2013 album, I believe. Yep, 2013.
A little break in between albums, I noticed.
Yeah, they did. They had a lot of stuff with their band. Like some members would leave. This was the first one after, I think, 2 of the original members left.
It's their 4th album, I think, right?
Yes, because it was All I Know Is Falling, Riot, and then whatever the one with the only exception is. I forget what that one. I always forget what it's called.
Yeah,
but 4th album.
And then they go. That's got to be one of the few times a self-titled is the 4th.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
Because I thought for the longest time that
Bryan, I guess, might have done that as well.
Metallica's in the fourth range
Really?
or something
That's
like
so
that.
weird.
For the
Fifth.
longest time, I thought this was their debut.
Yeah.
When I only knew a few of their songs.
Yeah.
I was like, this has got to be like their first album.
Is this their magnus opus or whatever?
I don't even know if they have one. This
Yeah.
would probably be
They're a band where like different people will definitely say different albums are their best. I think.
And they've got like one or two hits on each album.
Yeah.
And then everything after that is, pretty much not known.
After
those top two hits of each album, which that's typical how most albums are.
Yeah, that's how they're promoted
Yeah.
and get what gets radio play.
Yeah.
Certainly not the point that the rest aren't radio play, though.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure that's the thing with this whole,
all
their albums.
2013, this whole album was probably all over the radio.
It was U.S. It was number one on Billboard, is what the thing said.
Right.
Ain't It Fun was just everywhere.
Yeah, Ain't It Fun won best rock song at the Grammys.
Really?
Also,
so they got a
Wikipedia
Grammy, huh?
thing. Yep. I'm glad you had the Wikipedia pulled up a while ago. That's what I saw that. Yeah. So this one, I knew the songs that everybody knows. Ain't It Fun, Still Into You, and then I think last summer I was talking to Ellis. I think I've mentioned before on here. I know I've mentioned it to y'all.
Yeah.
I was talking to him, and he said he's a big Paramore fan. And I don't remember what brought that up, but I started listening to more of their stuff then. And then I think I listened to like this album and then kind of stopped there. And then a few months later, started listening to more of their songs.
Yeah.
And then this week, I've finished listening to, I think, all of their songs on Apple Music. I think I've listened to all of them at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Where do you rank this album in
theirs?
Yeah, in your fandom, yeah.
I don't know. They're really hard for me to rate. It might be my favorite of them. I don't know. I think it's probably my favorite, but it's pretty close with Riot. And then, I think this one and Riot are really close for first.
Gotcha.
Maybe this one's slightly above.
This one's just more.
This
iconic,
one's more
probably.
mainstream too. I think Riot's a little bit more pop punk. It's more rockish than this one is. This one's more pop rock. That one's a little bit more rock than it is pop. And then they have one that's just a straight pop album that they came out with later.
Well, that's what I want to kind of highlight of this album for me listening to it. It's almost like they took influences from every genre, like literally every genre.
That is Paramore.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something me and Aston talked about Sunday night was like each album kind of has a different vibe where like, they're this pop rock punk type of band.
Yeah.
But then, sometimes they might lean a little bit more to the pop while they still have influences of the other.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll go a little bit more rock while they still got influences of pop. Like
right.
It's very, very fascinating to listen to.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
And it helps me not get burnt out on them. I've got a Paramore playlist now.
Yeah.
And I can listen. I've listened to it like a ridiculous amount over the last month or so.
Yeah.
And haven't got burnt out on it because there's so much variety to their songs.
Yeah. There's a lot of variety. That's a good way to put it. I mean,
definitely.
you a rock guy, you're going to hear some guitar licks that melt your brain.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, at one point in this album, I don't really know. I didn't take notes or anything. Like you're listening to, Ain't It Fun or something like that. That's just very pop,
very popish,
but also very like it's got that rock hint to it, and then there's just like a ballad.
Yeah,
and then it's just like complete vibe shift.
And then of course there's a couple songs that have ukuleles and a folk.
The interludes are really good.
Yeah,
I mean they're basically
the
acoustic
holiday interlude. I loved that.
Yeah,
that was
I like both the interludes a lot.
Yeah. I might get bashed for saying this. There's a little punk influence somewhere. I mean, you would hear,
sure.
and then of course, her voice is so polished and beautiful.
Her voice can be its own segment.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, she's got so much range.
Yeah.
She does.
That helps with the variety a lot too.
Absolutely.
Music.
Yeah,
that's something you mentioned at some point, or we talked about some point this week. We were like, how good are these freaking vocals from her and then Olivia? Like, we got blessed.
We got blessed, man. Double blessed.
But yeah, Haley Williams, she's incredibly talented, and she crushed it.
And you get a little little like 80s-ish vibe on some songs, a little kind of electronic influence.
Yeah. They're a fascinating band. They really are.
Well, and to her voice, as incredible as her voice is, the musicianship stuff is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you could talk about her voice all day, but the instruments are right there
They're
with her.
on the same level, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, though, too, I don't mean it as a negative, but that's why it's hard to quantify this album for me. There's nothing to compare it to.
No.
Yeah.
In most bands, you can say that, like, hey, this AC/DC album isn't as good as Guns N' Roses, or I couldn't think of anything similar at all.
Yeah, when I try to like think, I want to listen to more stuff like this, it's really hard to find it.
I don't know what you would come up with.
You can't compare it just to, a standard pop album like an Adele. Like it's definitely not a pop album, but you also can't just go and compare it to a random rock album that
Yeah.
because it doesn't it defies both lines in a way that there's really no comparison.
No, there's not.
I honestly can't think of the closest comparison.
No, like sometimes with the instrumentals and stuff, you get sort of like a pop punk feel, but you listen to other pop punk songs, the lyrics are on a completely different level.
And none of them have the pop feel that this one does.
And they don't have the Hayley Williams vocals either.
Yeah. This has
it can't be replicated.
No, this has the highs of the pop where like the lyrics, the voice, but then it crushes it with the instruments of the rock.
Yeah.
And there's no one that really has the balance like that.
Yeah. And Song Topics was a good variety too.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed different to keep you kind of hooked in.
You've got like the love songs, you got some angst in there.
Yeah.
You got
some
a lot
sad
of different
songs.
stuff. Yeah.
And I would say, because I'm curious about your guys' deep cuts maybe that you like, but off the top of my head, I really loved of course, like you said, the mainstream songs are great. I don't know how you couldn't like those. But,
Ain't It Fun and Still Into You. They're just incredible.
I really like the song Last Hope and Hate to Break Your Heart, man.
That's what I was looking at actually with that one.
I was going to say those were my deep cuts that I like.
And then the interlude Holiday, that was very fun. Part 2 was cool.
Part 2 has a phenomenal instrumental part in it.
Yeah, the whole last minute.
Yes, it's like a really long instrumental solo.
Yeah,
and the guitar and the drums are just going crazy on that part. I love that one.
Still Into You is so good.
I added it to my favorite songs thing on Apple Music the other day.
It just has a vibe that I can't really explain, and it's just It's such a feel good and gets you in the right mood.
I've probably listened to it 3 or 4 times every day for the last 2 or 3 weeks now.
It's so good. It's one that you listen and you're like, run that back.
Well, exactly. And I got distracted and paused it temporarily, 5 seconds. It was like, no, I'm starting over.
You got to get the full experience.
Yeah, you got to start that over.
Yeah, so shout out to that song. It's freaking awesome. But this album overall, I think we absolutely are giving it all greats.
Without a doubt, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
How did we do the rating last time for Adios?
I don't think we didn't go. We
did anything
song
numerical
by song like we did Sabrina and Post. I don't really know, honestly. I don't remember. We could do whatever we want now.
Yeah. There's no rules.
Yeah, I don't think we did numerical.
I don't think so either.
I think it was maybe it was our thumbs up system.
Yeah,
where it was thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down,
couple threats.
Yeah, and then there's also double thumbs up.
Yeah.
So what you want to do that? Double thumbs up, sideways, or thumbs down.
Love it. 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
I honestly,
I'm
giving it 3 thumbs up as well.
2 thumbs up for sure.
However many thumbs you got. All the thumbs.
Yeah.
Proof is another deep cut that I like a lot.
Yeah.
Another good rock love song one. It's not as slow as some of the other ones like that.
Have you listened to the full deluxe edition?
I haven't listened to the ones that are the live versions.
Yeah.
But I've listened to Native Tongue is really good, one of the deluxe ones. And Tell Me It's Okay is a demo. But it sounds really good. Doesn't sound like it's a demo at all.
Yeah.
I've listened to that one and Native Tongue a lot. Both of those are great too.
Yeah.
Something that I got to see from the Wikipedia, all tracks have been written by Hayley Williams. And Taylor York as well, but Hayley Williams who we care about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You don't really see a a track list where the band members exclusively write every song.
Yeah,
like that's kind of rare. So yeah, shout out to them for that. That's very, very cool.
What would y'all say was your least favorite off of here? Because I think I know what mine is.
Ankle biters.
I was going to say ankle biters.
Oh, I like ankle biters.
Well, it's interesting. I like the topic.
Yeah,
it is a little more repetitive than the others.
Yeah, it is repetitive. It sticks out. It's kind of abrasive, and I think they made it that way.
I don't think I loved Fast in My Car.
That's my least favorite.
I don't think I loved either of those. Which those
I still like
had,
it, but
those,
I think
those kind of both
favorite.
had just more like we're making a song for the sake of it vibes, rather than the others where you kind of get a like it's not necessarily a message because they're not really giving you too much of a message, but you get a little bit more substance behind it.
Yeah.
And those are just like let's play some instruments and sing words.
Yeah.
Which ain't nothing wrong with that, especially on a 17-song album. But yeah, I mean, this album's awesome.
And I told Clay the other day when we were talking about Still Into You, it used to be, there's a lot of songs when I start getting more into an artist that their most popular stuff I like less after I get into it more.
Absolutely.
You've heard it enough.
Yes. This one's the opposite. I like it more the more that I listen to it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is, it's so different because it's a rock love song, but it's different in that most love songs you hear are either beginning of the relationship, like they're just falling in love type of song,
right?
Or it's like it's a breakup song, or it's like something near like the
I
end
Want
of
You
a relationship,
Back, or something like that.
Beginning
and
or
this
the
one's
end.
just like we're a few years in, and it's like it's still the beginning.
Yeah,
like
that's very unique.
Yeah, that's right. That's an
awesome.
interesting take, man.
Yeah, this album's very, very awesome. It really is. I liked it a lot. It's a great one to start off our day with. Anything else about this? Shout out to Paramore.
That's
Did
right.
you know
they killed it.
The only exception was their song? That doesn't feel right to me.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You Are the Only Exception. You know that song?
No, I can't think.
Yeah,
You'd have to sing it.
Yeah. Well, I can't sing it like Haley.
That's true. No one can sing it like Haley.
Let me play.
She is a lot.
Covered a
lot of people don't know she's the daughter of Cat Williams.
Oh yeah.
They covered.
Saw it on Wikipedia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that song. I don't know. I did not know that
does
was.
not feel like them.
No,
that goes right
but,
into their
but
vibe.
You can tell listening to this, they could do anything, and it would be great.
Yeah.
Country, rock,
I
blues.
thought that was a country song. I thought it was the freaking Miranda Lambert or some crap. Like I don't know. Like,
hey, they could even do 37 minutes of jazz,
37
and it would be great.
I don't know about that.
Sign Clay up.
They had another song that I didn't know was theirs either that I'm going to have you listen to later.
Heck yeah.
You want to go to? Let's go to Adam Hood.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
Brief little one.
Not stay in the pop genre.
Yeah, and I'll introduce this one. So,
please explain how you found this.
Adam Hood is a great singer-songwriter. I believe he hails from Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
He does. That's his entire Wikipedia page, just saying that he's from Alabama.
He's born in Alabama.
Roll Tide, yeah. That's it.
And I was really big into hard rock, heavy metal, and then I kind of dove into what I called college rock, indie stuff, and I was commuting back and forth from ULM to Jonesboro, and just being that I was raised on country, I would tune into 107.5 if nothing was on. And on Mondays...
Wait, how long ago was this?
This was a long time ago,
Oh, my
man.
God.
Yeah, I mean, literally 20 years ago, 23
I thought
years
you
ago.
just randomly found this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Crazy.
I have been listening to this for an incredibly long time.
Came out, it sounds like.
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, I mean, I transferred to ULM in 2003. So,
there you go. Holy crap.
And that... On 107.5 on Monday nights, I believe it started at 6. They had a hour-long show, I think, if I remember correctly, called The Roadhouse, where they played y'alternative country.
Okay.
And this song, one of these songs on here at this point, I can't even remember.
Probably
I know
Miles Away.
they played.
I think that
they
was the
played
one
Play
with the
Something
star.
You Know, Play Something We Know, and I think it was Tuesday night actually, but I could be wrong. But dude, it just hooked me, and this is like the first purchase ever with an iTunes gift card on an original
Wow.
OG iTunes gift card. Like I own this.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I fell in love with it, and I listened to it on repeat. It's an EP. You'll have to look up the definition of EP if the people that don't know.
I don't know what the definition
Google
is.
it real quick if you don't mind.
I know what an EP is, but I don't know the definition. So.
And this guy's got
extended play.
Yeah, extended play format. I think it's always typically like 3 or 4 songs, not many, and it's not an album.
It contains more tracks than a single, obviously, so not one, and then fewer than an album.
Yeah, there you go.
Generally contain up to 8 with a playing time of 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. So now we know, because we hear these terms all the time.
Yeah.
EP, record of the year, album of the year, and it's good to kind of dive into that.
More than a single is funny.
Well, apparently a single can be multiple versions of the same song, and it still counts as a single.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
because I looked at that on
stats.
Not gonna. Yeah, Teddy Swims released like 4 versions of Lose Control. I
didn't know that yesterday when I was trying to. Maybe not yesterday. Recently.
Yeah.
When I was trying to listen to all of Paramore's music, I clicked on something that said single, and there were like 3 songs under it, and I was like, "What? How's that work?"
That's
but
weird.
It's like an acoustic version, and then like other version.
So
whatever.
could you release an EP of the same song like 8 times?
5 singles,
yeah,
but different.
Yeah, it's not a single.
And have EP of the year and single of the year. But this album did so much to literally starting a journey into the musical journey I'm on now, which is singer-songwriter stuff, Americana. It wrote me in fully, made me explore different stuff. I'll get to kind of how it did that in a minute. But to start it off, man, you got Tuesday Night, man.
Yeah.
I could relate to that. You know, being from Jonesboro, it's like, hey, nothing ever happens around here on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, this one like got my attention very quickly.
Yeah.
It really did, and I really didn't know what I was getting myself into with this album. Honestly, my expectations weren't high.
Totally understandable.
As they shouldn't have been. I mean, it was a guy I've never heard of, 4 songs from Railey. Who knows what I'm getting myself into?
I get some doozies.
Yeah, you do. But Tuesday Night was very good.
Yeah, and he's kind of down and out. He's playing in bars. The cigarette hurts. Nobody's there to listen. But he's got a girl at home. And, that kind of makes everything all right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that song a lot.
I like this one. I think it is my least favorite out of these, though.
Okay. Yeah, well, hey, one of them's got to be.
And,
it's only 4.
Yeah. But it's still good, but it's the only one I didn't download. And I think it's because every time I would listen to all of this, it's the one that caught my attention the least.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
I had to go back and read the lyrics as I listened to it again today to I was like, maybe I'm just missing something with this one because it's the only one that's not clicking with me.
Yeah.
And I did like it a little bit more after that.
Well, I like his voice, and I think it kind of shone on this. Country twangy, and I dug it. I dug it a lot.
Million Miles Away is the only one with a star on.
I think they all need stars
on Apple Music, and I might be mistaken. I know number 1 doesn't, but this is the only one that has the lyrics that follow along.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are just
you got to read
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so whenever I saw that, I'm like, oh, so this one must be really, really good. And it was a little bit of a drop down from Tuesday Night to me, but it's still a very good song.
Yeah, a sad love song. Again, his voice shines on it. Kind of simple guitar playing. And I'm going to highlight things that relate to me. That's why I like music. But I get tired and it makes me mean. But cruel words aren't what you need. I get tired. I get mean. I don't know. That's what kind of draws me in.
Yeah, I mean, something about him is that he doesn't really put a ton of effort into making his voice a certain way or anything. He's kind of just himself.
Yeah.
Like if you go to, listen to Hayley Williams, listen to Olivia Rodrigo,
yeah.
They're putting everything they have into some of them notes that they sing.
Yeah.
While this dude, it's like he just got behind the mic and he just talked to it.
Right, kind of on the stool, just letting it out.
That's what you want from a singer-songwriter kind of album, especially with a vibe like this. And I liked that the most about him.
Did you get a little Gavin DeGraw in any of these songs?
I like that, yeah.
And I thought, maybe this guy influenced Gavin DeGraw, but Gavin DeGraw's debut album came out before that, so then I thought maybe it's the other way around.
I did like this one a lot. This was, when I listened to it the first time, this is where it caught my attention. I was like, okay.
So,
I'm in now.
Got some chops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that a lot. Not really much else to say about it. It was a really good song.
Yeah.
And then number 3, the Coffee Song.
This one is my favorite out of all of them.
I like the story it tells and how it paints a picture in your mind. Man, I can see the coffee shop and what a great message. Hey, You know,
That's why I like it.
Everything's hustle and bustle, and this guy literally is thankful for a simple conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is after Tuesday night. Well, between Tuesday night and this is my favorite, probably.
Yeah.
I liked both of them a lot. This one, the longest of the songs, almost 4 minutes. But yeah, this one I liked it a lot. I mean, not really much else to say to it. And yet again, just a laid back, which fits the theme of Coffee Song.
Yeah.
Just a laid back vibe that, doesn't really, not anything crazy instrumentally or anything, but
no.
it's just good enough. And
not flashy.
That's what you want. Like,
yeah.
It's good stuff. I mean, the radio station on Sirius XM? I think actually it's called the Coffee House.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. Yeah.
A lot of times, I get on there and they're doing an acoustic version of a song.
That's right.
And that's the stuff I love.
Yeah.
And this definitely fits that vibe.
No doubt.
And then play something we know.
So it completely changes gears.
My least favorite.
Completely different.
It's completely different. It
doesn't fit
those.
album.
It doesn't. Those
because it's an EP. It doesn't have to commit to one
well,
thing.
there you go. Now we know, but it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's such a clever song to me. It sounds so different. At times I'm like, is that him singing? I'm not 100% sure.
I was actually going to say that. Like, it doesn't even feel like him. After what you've listened to for 3 songs, this EP's about to end, you're listening to this last song, and you're like, what? Like,
But it's something I absolutely love. And I'll tell you why. If you ever go to kind of medium-sized shows, definitely anybody playing locally, you always have a guy yelling out what to play. I guarantee you, if you start paying attention, you go somewhere local, somebody's gonna be like, "Free bird!"
Yeah,
a buddy of mine, he calls it songs from the Devil's Jukebox, man. So it's really funny that he made that the topic.
Yeah.
I can imagine him playing in a coffee shop and somebody's like, play something we know, man. Don't play Million Miles Away. And then how he ties it into a funny story about him and his brother, and they're kind of joking, but we'll whoop your butt if, if you keep talking to me that way.
That is the thing. I mean, even though it's my least favorite of the 4. And I don't really like how he does switch up his whole style and everything, but it is like it works.
Yeah,
that is something I got to give him credit for, and I'm listening to it and I'm just kind of like nodding my head, like that's clever. Like, it's kind of impressive how he makes some of them name flows. Like it was very cool.
Oh yeah. And that's kind of one of the ways it wrote me in. It wrote me in stylistically, and I was attracted to the music. But in the end, he's naming all those bands, right? Play Leonard Skinner, play Rolling Stones, play this. And he says, do you know any Steve Earle? And I knew one Steve Earle song called Copperhead Road. That's it. And I'm like, man, I'm sure that's what he's talking about, but I need to know more about Steve Earle. So second purchase on the iTunes gift card, Steve Earle, who is just an all-time great legend in that realm. Yeah. And that kind of just caught fire and just,
Yep. I like this. I like this one a lot. Might be my second favorite, honestly. I do. Sometimes it can be cheap.
Yeah.
I do like when people reference other musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
And so this one was cool, saying like, how many of the things that he naming do I know?
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I was going to say that, like, it is cool to give, kind of some credit and props to these bands like that and these artists, especially because I'm sure a lot of them inspired his music and him making music and everything. Like, he's saying these people kind of in a joking matter.
Yeah.
But it's also probably got some deeper meaning to him. Like, he's probably listening off some of his favorite people.
Yeah. And it's probably legit requests he heard too,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Aston, on that point, man, I'm going to send you a song it's a song about not dropping names, but it's nothing but dropping names. He's like, Paul McCartney told me don't drop names.
But yeah, overall, it's good. I do like it. Certainly not garbage.
No, I think it's great, man. That would get my vote for sure.
I'd go 1 thumbs up.
I'm definitely going 2 thumbs up.
You better.
I totally understand.
Awesome story.
Yeah.
I'll go 1 thumbs up. It's close to 2 though.
Yeah,
I'll take that. Honestly, I listened to it like 5 straight times just because I was driving from Jonesboro to Ruston.
Yeah,
back,
it's short.
And
14 minutes or
it
something.
Just kept playing, and I'm like, all right, like I didn't mind it at all. But yeah, it's definitely a surprise, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the last one. Sour from Olivia Rodrigo. I'll introduce this one.
Yeah.
This is my...
You introduced it, but I got the first question.
All right, I'm ready for him. Railey gets to tell his story. I'll tell mine. High School Musical guy growing up all my life. Came out in 06. I was a 6-year-old kid, loving it. Loved it in 07, loved it in 08, all 3 movies. Then 20-year-old or 19-year-old Clay watching TV, living the college life. Disney Plus drops. They're like, we're going to release High School Musical, the series. What the crap is that title?
Is she in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about High School Musical.
No, she is. I'm like, what is that title? That's going to be stupid.
Like the main character of that first season.
This is going to suck. This is going to be an abomination to High School Musical.
Yeah.
I tune in.
You're mad.
Okay. 'Cause I was like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give this first episode a shot. First episode catches my attention.
Yeah.
Week 2, I tune in. She sings a song. Olivia Rodrigo is playing the main character. She sings a song at the end of the episode. I send it to Aston, Chance, and Hunter, and I'm like, this girl right here is going to be a star.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this girl. This show's amazing. I'm locked in. That's like November 2019. Probably.
Was that her debut work?
She had done like 1 or 2 Disney shows.
I gotcha.
But this is like the first time she had sung.
Yeah.
Like, especially
release music, I think.
Yeah. And then, in that show at the end of the first season, she wrote a song that they did for the show. Or actually, she wrote 2 of them that they did for the show. And that was kind of like the small popping off of her career as a musician.
Yeah.
And then, you go to, when did this come out? May 21st, 2021. She releases this album. I initially did not want to listen to it after the Driver's License single came out in January because also something you have no idea of.
You don't have a driver's license.
The other star of High School Musical, the series, was Joshua Bassett.
Yeah.
Who they started dating.
Yeah.
I'm like, heck yeah. Like, my 2 favorite people from the show are dating in real life and in the show.
Getting married.
Yes. This is Corey and Topanga. It's happening. Like,
I can relate to that.
I'm so pumped. It's Jim and Pam. Like, come on. They break up. She releases her first song, and it's about him him like cheating on her, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The whole story of Driver's License is about Joshua Bassett.
That guy.
And I'm like, I can't listen to this. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, she's going against my guy. I love both of them. I'm not picking a side.
I got you.
Really, do you know who he cheated on her with?
No.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh. Okay, so
probably with that blonde girl.
Okay.
Yep.
I had 2 questions after you get done with the introduction. That kind of answers one of them.
Was one, who is that blonde girl?
Yeah. Wow.
But it was Sabrina Carpenter. So screw her.
No.
They're cool now, though, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Even though but her and Josh were meant for each other.
Is Josh washed out, by the way? I don't know him. He's not as successful as them.
Successful as them two, God no. But he does like small tours. He's making music.
I got you.
He has a good album. Clay picked an album from him last year.
It's good music. It's good
you.
music. But yeah, then eventually I do fall in love with the album. I gave it a shot. It's amazing. I love this album, start to finish. All 11 songs, fantastic in my opinion. And really, this is an album that 34 minutes long. I don't know how many times that drive to Ruston I've listened to it.
Yeah, it gets it in there.
To listen to all of it.
And you're going to sit in your car if there's some time left over and finish it.
Definitely.
But before we get into it, I just want to, I want to highlight, Clay. There's like birds flying around in here, love birds, around Clay's head. For those at home listening. And at some point in listening to this album, he recommended this week. I was like, oh no. Oh no!
I drove to Minnesota last week and it's dead.
Yeah, I was like, why did he recommend this album? That is clearly
I drove 1,300 miles happy and I drove 1,300 sad.
Yeah. Why did he recommend a breakup album? This is a breakup album. Hands down.
100%.
One of the most breakup albums.
Almost exclusively breakup.
Yes, song by song, it just keeps going. I will add that it's not boring though.
No.
You don't want a happy song, but song after song is a clever breakup song.
Yeah.
And that you answered part of the answer to my other question. I was like, what idiot did this to her?
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yes.
She's talented.
Amen.
Why would you leave her for anybody? And then you're like, oh, Sabrina Carpenter's like, yeah.
Also beautiful and talented.
Yeah. Okay. I get
And
this.
she says something about she's also an actress. Is that your type or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. Man.
Go re-listen to Driver's License and Deja Vu.
Well, and I'll tell you,
Deja Vu.
that was my first introduction to her in general, riding in the car with my family, driver's licenses and all. And I thought it was great. It was catchy. I heard it. I've since then 2 or 3 other songs very similar, but never listened to the album. Dude, this was fun.
Heck yeah.
This was fun. 10 out of 10.
Interesting thing I just saw on there. Look at the writers for Good For You.
All right. Haley Williams, I was going to say.
That's crazy.
I was going to say when we were talking about Paramore, I was like, Olivia kind of gives you some vibes. Now, I wouldn't say as much in this, even though Good For You does stand out.
That is the most rock one out of this, besides Brutal.
I was going to say more so in her other album.
Guts has a little bit more of that.
That makes a lot of sense. Shout out Haley Williams.
And Good For You is my favorite song off of this, too.
Yeah,
so that's really funny.
It's awesome. Also, Jack Antonoff or whatever. That's the Taylor Swift guy. He did One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, and also Deja Vu. And Olivia's on all of these.
Oh, Josh Farro is also a Paramore member.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay, so they're intertwined. What's the odds of that?
Look at that.
And we didn't know that. That's crazy. Any more comments on the album, really?
Well, I mean, my deep cut, I liked it a lot. The last song, Hope You're Okay, is sweet.
Yes.
It doesn't fit on the album, and I'm not saying that as a slight, because it's more of a reaching out to, kind of unfortunate people from high school.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of tucked away neatly at the very end. I was shocked it wasn't a breakup song.
Yeah.
But I think
you mentioned that it's different. That song and One Step Forward, Three Steps Back. I went to the Sour Tour.
Yeah.
Which at this point she had released these 11 songs and like 2 from High School Musical.
Yeah.
So she had a 13-song thing, and we went to the tour where she was the headliner.
Wow.
And it was like a 5,000 person venue. The amphitheater in, where's it at?
Dallas?
Irving. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Doseki, or it's changed names a bunch, but
it was those.
Yeah. Nice venue.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very nice. So obviously not a huge thing. But yeah, she had a 13-song tour, but at that, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, and Hope You're Okay, she did those like a verse of each.
Yeah,
every other song she did entire.
Yeah, she had a lot of time.
Yeah, but those were the 2, least popular that she could kind of pair up.
Yeah. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't highlight a couple things. I love I'm going to call it a bass drum, not really sure, just kind of muffled and deep and off in the background in a lot of her music.
Yeah.
Kind of this heaviness feel
yeah.
to go with the heaviness lyrics, and it shows up in multiple songs.
Start off with Brutal.
Yeah.
It comes out and it's like...
I loved it.
Oh, just a deep tone and it's very powerful.
And then her lyrics are so clever in every song. There's probably a better example, but I mean, just happier. Hey, I hope you're happy. What a great message. I hope you're happy, but not happier.
Yeah, straight up.
That's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, when have you ever seen a title Happier? That feels like it's not even a word.
No, but I thought of that. I thought that is happier
is that a word?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it's very clever, and that we go back to the part where it is a breakup album. And, typically, especially for probably like 19-year-old at the time.
Yeah.
How can, how does a straight man listen to this and be like, all right, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But it I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's so fresh, and every song, yes, it's a breakup album and breakup songs, but they also have a different vibe to it, to where you can just listen to it for fun, and completely enjoy the entire album.
It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's entertaining, and the number 10, Favorite Crime, is as strong as anything.
Oh my God,
it's as strong as anything.
Yeah.
You got your favorites. Okay, I get it, but that's strong.
Yeah, this album to me literally does not have a down point.
Nope, no weak link.
Not at all. And there also, I think there is high points. I think Driver's License is a high point. I think Good For You is a high point, definitely.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's nothing else that's a low. I mean, it doesn't really get lower. It gets higher here and there, but it doesn't go lower.
And it doesn't get boring.
While it is a breakup album, like you said, everything stylistically is so different to where it's not just like this somber tone.
It doesn't feel like you're listening to the same thing with different lyrics.
Right. And there's so much cleverness tucked in there that you're kind of on your toes.
Yeah.
Waiting for the next hook. Kind of.
It's so good. It's so good. Aston, what were you gonna say?
I don't know what I was about to say a while ago, but my experience with this album, I remember like as it was coming out. I remember Driver's License coming out, being in yearbook class, and the girls in there were talking about it and stuff, and we'd play music in there, and they'd want that to be played.
20-year-old Clay's crying about
it.
Thanks.
And I wasn't a big fan of Driver's License at the time. I think maybe just because I heard it so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of.
You might have been annoyed by the people recommending it.
That too probably was, and probably had some effect on it.
And that was also where like you weren't.
And I wasn't into it that much.
Your music taste back then
it was
wasn't
very different.
as wide as now.
Well, I felt like for a long time I couldn't like something women like. Like it was
God,
forbidden.
yeah.
But good music is good music.
Yep.
Yeah. But I hate to interrupt. Go ahead.
But I remember that coming out, and I'd forgotten that the full album didn't come out till that May.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being in that class in the next few months as people were like talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, Olivia Rodrigo's full album is about to come out," and I was like, "Oh, that's going to be annoying whenever I have to listen to more of it."
Yeah.
And then I didn't listen to it on my own when it came out, but I almost certainly heard all of it in the vehicle with Clay in the next month or two of it releasing. And I wasn't a big fan at the time. Like, I liked Good For You pretty much from the start. I did like that one.
It definitely stands out from the others.
And it's freaking Paramore. That must be what it was.
Crazy.
But
I never knew that.
I didn't either. But
it's now that you
slowly
put it out there, you can see the similarities.
It makes sense 100%.
It grew on me like little by little, and until this week when I listened to it again, the last 3 songs I didn't have downloaded because I didn't like them. I liked the other ones
Jealousy
enough. I still had my favorites, Good For You and Brutal, I think.
Oh yeah, Brutal out here. I love that.
Both of those I liked a lot. But the other ones I had downloaded, I didn't listen to them as much. And the last 3 I never went back and listened to. But this week, listening to them, I don't know what I didn't like about them.
Yeah.
I liked all of them a lot.
I agree. I didn't find any weak link. I downloaded the whole album instantaneously.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. And like it's one of my favorite albums ever. Like if you gave me you can only listen to 5 albums for the rest of your life. This is probably
Do not make me and Railey make a list of that.
This is 100% one of them.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, that's our next pod.
Island music.
Yeah. But this is absolutely one of those choices for me.
You got a record player on an island.
Yeah, 100%.
5 records you can bring with you
for eternity.
Yeah, and even though it's only 34 minutes, I would take it because it doesn't get old.
Yeah,
and I've been listening to it since 2021. Still doesn't get old. I turned it on my Minnesota trip. I just had 15 hours in the car. I need to listen to some music.
Man, and that's
turn on Olivia.
Isn't that cool? And like that Adam Hood, 20 years, and it's still as fresh to me as ever.
That's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
So massive 2 thumbs up for me.
2 thumbs up. I got it.
Heck yeah.
I'll give it 2 thumbs up.
Look at that! So many thumbs up.
2 thumbs up cubed.
Let's go. But yeah, this is I love this album so much.
Yeah,
so much. Taylor Swift wrote 2 songs. That's crazy. Which one of them is I think 1 step forward, 3 steps back is the one that they had some type of lawsuit issue over. Maybe there was some type of
controversy over that one. I remember there being something.
I wonder how that goes. Is it call you up and, hey, help me write a song? Or is it, hey, I need a song? And she's like,
good question. How did
here you go. I hate this one.
It had to be the songwriter. She was like, maybe she needed help with something. He was like, I know Taylor Swift. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I write stuff with her. Let's see what she thinks about this.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that. Because, I mean, at the time, there's no way she was like, I think I need Taylor Swift to help me with this. Let me go call her up real quick.
Yeah. The fourth track, 1 step forward, 3 steps back, interpolates. Sure. The piano line from Taylor Swift's New Year's Day, which was a result of Rodrigo singing it over the chords of the Swift song.
Oh,
so, yeah, I knew there was something where people were comparing it and being like, oh, Olivia stole this and all that. But it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, Taylor's on the album.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It just it absolutely is. I'm glad that y'all love it. Now, her next album, Guts, it's a drop down for me.
Well, that's a bummer.
It is. Now,
down for me too.
I still love it, and obviously anything that she puts out, I'm gonna love.
This was the debut album, the first one. Okay.
Yeah. These were the first 11 songs that she released that weren't in the High School Musical universe.
Yeah, something to be proud of.
Yeah, you need to listen to some of her High School Musical.
Well, you know about the real sophomore jinx, huh? You ever heard of that term?
Well, I mean, I know sophomore slumping is a sports thing.
Well, it's in the music, man, and I don't hear it these days a lot, but it was a legit thing, man. The sophomore jinx, man. Your second album just isn't as good. You have, and one guy explained it. You have your whole lifetime to write the first one, and then you have a year to do the second one.
Yeah.
You know, so you gather material up forever, and then now you're under pressure.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, and it still was insanely popular, and then she upgraded from the 5,000 seat arenas to selling out
AT&T,
basketball courts and stuff very easily, and then world tour. Like she went to Australia, went to everywhere.
Yeah.
So she honestly could probably do stadiums very soon.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they were sold out. I mean, obviously not at the rate of like a Taylor Swift, but she's one of those like top 5, I would say, for females in the world.
Yeah, I agree. And smoking.
Heck yes.
She's an Oklahoma smoke show, man.
Heck yeah. I love me some Olivia. This is what a good 3 albums that we had.
Yeah. All hits.
I don't think we'll ever have that again.
No, I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm going garbage next week.
I'm going garbage. I'm bringing 93 minutes of jazz. Yeah, double CD.
Nope. I'll be in the golf course, in the pond. My truck's going to fall off.
Riding the golf cart off the little bridge.
Yeah. So much jazz. But yeah, anything else from these?
No, I don't think so. I think we ought to talk about future plans momentarily. Give the listeners something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe a little draft.
What was the idea we had for this last pod?
Rappers draft.
Rappers draft would be fun.
The thing I sent the other day?
Yeah, you sent that.
We'll do a draft of our best rappers or whatever, and then
we're going to do a bracket. What was the bracket?
We did talk a bracket.
Yeah.
Now, something that would be really fun that I could do.
Hit me up.
And I just thought about it in a fantasy football group that I'm in. We were talking sports movies, and it made me think of the sports movie character bracket that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I could put together a bracket where it's
artists
1 to 16, 1 to 16, 1 to 16, 1 to 16, and it could be either artist or maybe a pop, rock, rap, other. And top 16 most popular downloaded songs, and then we bracket those.
Love it.
Or it could be those same genres but artists.
Yeah, I think artists might be easier for that than narrowing down songs for some of those might be hard.
I could go not me making it. Yes, most downloaded or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And then that way we'd have 64 songs to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun, man. And that's really not a lot.
And it's March.
64 songs not a lot.
It's March.
March, man.
Okay. Well, I think that settles it. And
we got to do a bracket.
Some stuff Aston's wrote down in the past: rock bands draft, rap albums draft, song covers draft, best debut albums draft. So we got a lot to look forward to. But I like that. We have to do a March Madness theme.
I love
I like that idea.
And while I'm looking at my notes, I just want to update everybody, you guys. You remember y'all asked me how many concerts I've been to, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Did you make it?
15? No, it's going to take a long time. Okay. What did I tell y'all, 15 or something?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm at 30, and I'm not even close. I'm not even close. You know, it's crazy, though, what you forget.
Yeah.
So I started as a kid, and I'm going chronologically to every concert I remember. Jesus. And thanks to the internet, you can easily, hey, I saw George Strait in Houston in 94. You Google it, and then boom.
Yeah.
You know, here it was. Here's the date. Here's who opened, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm going to have the final list one day.
One day.
And then we also
got to add Train to it.
Right. I also talked about doing like 5 artists or groups that best represent your taste in music.
Okay.
So not necessarily like your top 5.
That could be
the 5 that represent as much of what you like as possible.
With our bracket.
And we'll do Venn diagrams.
With the bracket, we'll go, how we did it for the sports characters, we did, so it's a 1 through 16 in each region, so it's a 64-team bracket, and then you get to the Elite 8, so the championship of each region, so championship of pop, rock, rap, and other, if that's what we go with.
I think that's fun.
I think that's a good.
So
I think
you
those
get
are
to
good
that final
categories,
8, and then we'll get to re-listen, and then that'll be the final episode.
Oh,
but on each of those episodes, we could come in with small little 5 topics. So that could be one that we could do.
Yeah, for sure.
To introduce.
I like both of those ideas.
Let's do that. That's
All
fun.
right.
I'm into that.
Love
now.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yep. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Peace.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.